Good morning everyone, this is Ball and Angler from Luxor. It's 8:30 in the morning and we are just waiting for a cab and the guide. It's Wednesday and we are planning to go to the Luxor Temple and the Karnak Temple, and today would be the last day of us being in Egypt because we have a flight to catch tomorrow. So stay tuned, I'll take you to the Luxor Temple, show you the beautiful temple. From there you can have a view of the Hatshepsut Temple also, and it's a very beautiful monument made by Ramesses II which you will witness. So stay tuned in this video. Please like, subscribe and add comment if you have any questions. And behind me, Karnak, who took us on a sail for 7 days all the way to Aswan on the Nile. Meanwhile, stay tuned. Welcome to the Luxor Temple. We have arrived over here at the Luxor Temple. So first we met a guide over here. We're going to take our tickets, then we're going to take an entry from here, and first we are going to complete the Luxor Temple, and after that we are going to go to visit the Karnak Temple. So our guide over here will tell you about what is there in Luxor Temple. So before that, let me give you the prices.
Get a purse.
So the visitor is 500, student is 250 for the temple. And what is this about? Tomb? Al-Masala, this is Masjid, right? That's a mosque.
This is actually, that's the other temple between Luxor and Aswan, by the way.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. That's the other temple. So we are not going to go there. Temple is open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's good. But if you try to come early, 7 o'clock, there's nobody over here. So usually, typically they open by 8 o'clock. So it's better you come by 8 o'clock. It's a small temple and there's no rush in the morning because the most of the crowd comes in the evening. So if you are keen to click pictures and to have a quality time in the temple, the best time to visit Luxor Temple is in the morning. Now we are in the temple premises. And there you can see Ramesses.
So just a moment. Hello. Just a moment, guys.
Oh my God, Ramesses.
Come in, please.
Ramesses, dekho.
I would like to call you George Group, right?
Yes.
When I call you George's Group, is everybody's there? Is ready for me, right?
This is the Sphinx.
Yes.
Very good.
So now you will hear the story about the Luxor Temple from a guide, okay? So let's start from
By the
here.
way, this is the best time to visit that place.
Correct.
Why?
Nobody's there.
Nobody, nobody's there.
We can
And actually, the other temple, they had a lot of people today
Karnak.
because it's already Karnak Temple. Some people they started to visit Karnak Temple and they
Morning.
came from Hurghada, by the way,
Okay.
like the Red Sea.
Okay.
So because of that, we can choose for you the first place.
Yes.
That's Luxor here, because you would like to enjoy your time inside Luxor Temple here. Okay. Anyway, you can see at the beginning the road of the Sphinx. And the road of the Sphinx, by the way, it was used at the time of the ancient Egyptian as a road of celebrations.
Celebration.
Yes, or the road of ceremonies. Why? Because that road, it was used by the procession of the god Amun-Ra when he's moving from Karnak Temple to arrive to here to visit his wife, the goddess Mut. Okay, with a big celebrations.
Yeah.
So the ancient Egyptian in the past, they had some feasts, like 2 feasts in a year. The first feast at the beginning of the year, and the second feast like,
Celebration.
okay, and the second feast like the ending of the year. The first feast that's be calling at the Feast of Valley, and the second feast at the Feast of Obet. During that times, the procession of the god Amun-Ra was moving from Karnak Temple by this road of the Sphinx until to arrive to here.
Okay.
And the other trip exactly by the River Nile.
Okay.
Because the River Nile that's had influence and that's had inundations during the time of ancient Egyptians. Okay, so they were covering a lot of sites inside the temple. So you can see here that road exactly. Take care, please. So you can see here that road, they take the shape of the human being and the body of the lion. And that is a human being. It's a symbolized for the god Amun-Ra. But when we talk about the god Amun-Ra, we have to remember very well the the goddess of the sun for the ancient Egyptians. So the history of Egypt included more than 300 gods. Each one of them, he was responsible for some things, like the god Amun, the chief of the goddess of the ancient Egyptian, and his wife Mut, the goddess of the war, and his son Khonsu, the god of the moon for the ancient Egyptians. But if you collected, this is a statues, by the way, so how many statues they found it here? So that is statues, about more than 550 statues from each side. So that's be contact between Luxor Temple and Karnak Temple about 3 kilometers. Okay, and that road of the Sphinx, it was covering with a lot of sands or a lot of dults. But after they removed this sands, it was appeared the road of the Sphinx. And if you looked exactly to this sign, okay, you can see the started working here to digging underground to discovering the road of the Sphinx in 1949. But 2005, that road it's be completely from here to be Karnak Temple. But from 2021, the President Sisi, who is the President of Egypt nowadays, he's came to here and he's make a law that's 2 ways that's be walking from here to go to Karnak Temple as well. Okay, so because of that, you have important things that you have actually the 2 tickets, like the Karnak Temple and Luxor Temple together. Okay, so because of that, that is the place, or that is the road of the Sphinx, to be considered one of the most important road, which be contact between Karnak Temple and Luxor Temple about 3 kilometers. Okay, this is the first pylon, by the way.
What?
So pylon, that's meaning the front gate.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, or first pylon. Okay, that's first pylon. It was built by the King Ramses II. But when we talk about the King Ramses II, we have to remember very well how many years the King Ramses II he started to rule Egypt. So he started to rule Egypt about for 67 years. But when he was died, he was 90 years old. And he have a lot of children, he have a lot of wives, something like that. But the King Ramses II, he has entered a lot of battles during his life. So the famous battle during his life, the Battle of Kadesh, against the people of Hittites, meaning nowadays Iraq country.
Iraq.
Iraq country. And he's recording, by the way. This is the Battle of Kadesh on his first pylon here. Okay. So you can see the King Ramses II, he riding on his chariot. Okay. But he is still defeating on his enemies. Okay, but in the other side you can see the King Ramses II. He's sitting on his chair. Okay, and he's preparing his counselors for the military battle after that. Okay, and you can see some statues, about 6 statues. That is 6 statues. They representing the main entrance of the temple. There are 4 of them. They made of black granite stone, and the other 2 of them they made of red granite stone. And the black granite stone and red granite stone, they were important stones. They were used by the ancient Egyptians when they started to build the temples. Okay, so because of that, you can see original stones that's we found till nowadays here. And you can see 2 important obelisks. One of them is still standing to the left hand side till nowadays, and the other one only just the basic that's be found here. You have been visited France before, like Paris?
No.
So this is in the
that is the one to the right hand side.
Okay.
That is gone nowadays in France, which was given by the man of Muhammad Ali at the time of 1887 as a gift to the minister of France. But the minister of France, he gave back to Muhammad Ali. Okay. You have been Cairo before?
Yeah.
Did you go to the citadel?
Yes.
Did you saw the big clock there?
Yes.
So that is clock.
Not working.
Not working. Yes.
Not working.
So that is clock till nowadays.
So in the exchange of this obelisk over here, the tower, it is in the France.
That time, but unfortunately, it doesn't.
They gave a clock to Muhammad Ali,
Okay.
and the
This is
clock
the
never
eight.
worked, which we show,
This is the 2
which you
gates
must have seen in the other
exactly.
video of
Yeah,
Muhammad Ali.
like obelisk. And
So what you are seeing over here is the walkway, a distance of 3 kilometers between the Luxor Temple and the Karnak Temple, where the celebration processes were completed. So on the right hand side you can see the more than 500 statues, and on the left hand side you can see 500 statues head of the human and the body of the eggs. In 1947, the Archaeological Survey had discovered some sand. This entire place was covered in sand, and when they discovered some small particles of the things over here, they tried to dig. And when they started digging, they found a stretch of 3 kilometers, more than that, of road that connects Luxor Temple and Karnak Temple. So if you have a ticket, you can go walk all the way from Luxor to Karnak, a permission given by the President Sisi of Egypt. Over here on the right hand side, you can see the temple with one obelisk missing, which is in France, that was gifted by Muhammad Ali, and France president or someone gifted a clock in return, a written gift to Muhammad Ali, that is in the Muhammad Ali Mosque, which has never worked and has still stopped. So he gifted a watch which was not working, and hookah obelisks which was worth a priceless. So in 1870, when it was discovered, you can see huts over here exactly in front of this obelisk. So there were lots of huts over here which the government had again removed. Complete restoration was done, and in 1862 this temple was looking like this. So what you are looking. So the 4 statues over here which you see of Ramesses, 5 in total, 3 in between, 4 in between. Oh sorry, there are 6 statues in total. So 4 are of black granite, and the first and the last are of red granite. Now we are entering into the main temple of Luxor. You can see the beauty. You can see a magnificent structure. I'm touching a statue of Ramesses that's been more than 3,000 years old. You can see the carvings over here clearly mentioned, and the moment you walk into the temple of Luxor, every pillars over here you can see has different carvings, different story to tell about the temple.
So actually, by the way, this is the first open courtyard. The first open courtyard was built here by the king. The majority of the figures, or the majority of the scenes, were built here by the king. So because of that, you can see some columns here. So that columns, they will take the shape of closed papyrus flowers.
Okay.
So the ancient Egyptian in the past, they were taught the planet of papyrus as the sacred planet for them. Why? For the important 2 reasons. The first reason, by the way, because the planet of papyrus, it looks like or refers for the Upper Egypt, but we are in Upper Egypt. Like Luxor and Aswan, that is in Upper Egypt.
Okay.
So the second reason, by the way, you can see the root of planet of papyrus, it looks like triangle. And that is triangle consists of the 3 sides together. So the ancient Egyptian in the past, they considered the triangle, it looks like for the god Amun and his wife, the goddess Mut, and his son, the god Khonsu. And both of them, they refers for the secretariat of Thebes. Thebes like Luxor. This is ancient name of Luxor city. So
Thebes.
Thebes.
Yeah.
Okay, and here exactly you can see the old mosque. So this is the old mosque for Abu al-Hajjaj. Abu al-Hajjaj, this is a Morocco man. Okay, but because this temple it was covering was a lot of sands and a lot of dust. But after they removed this sands, it was appeared the old mosque for Abu al-Hajjaj. Abu al-Hajjaj, by the way, that is mosque. It was built here from more than 250 years. And this man of Abu al-Hajjaj, like what I have told you, he was a Morocco man, but he's married from one of the daughters of Luxor city.
Okay.
But he's recommended for his wife, and he's told her, if I am dead, you have to bury my body inside the monumental place.
Okay.
But of course, after his death, she's put her mummy inside that place, but she didn't know who that place. Okay, but after they remove it, they know who is that place, like Luxor Temple.
Okay.
But Abu al-Hajjaj, when he's married from one of the daughters, he have a lot of generations. So that is generations still nowadays. That's a famous family, still found in Luxor. So that's be called as a family of Hajjajiyya.
Okay.
Hajjajiyya.
Hajjajiyya. So once sometimes I was met some people from that family. So when I asking him, how old are you? He's told me I am 74 years.
Okay.
But I asked him again, what is your relationship between you and the man of Abu al-Hajjaj? You can imagine with me. So he's told me, the man of Abu al-Hajjaj, he considered my 16th grandfather.
Okay.
Yes, 16th grandfather.
16th grandfather.
Yeah, 16th grandfather. And that is the mosque, the ministry of the monument. They came to here and they make restorations, and that is mosque which is still in use till nowadays. But from the main entrance of that mosque, so the people who they going inside it to make prayers. Okay, but before the month of Ramadan, about 1 week from before the month of Ramadan, about every year, so the famous family of Hajjajiyya, they came to Luxor city here, okay, and actually they make a special celebrations for the man of Abu al-Hajjaj. Okay, so because of that, this is a mosque to be considered the monumental place, because it's already built it from more than 250 years. And we have the law on the monument, okay, if you have any building, like a house, like a mosque, like a church, and that's be built from more than 100 years, okay, they cannot remove it, and that is place to be considered the monumental place. Okay?
Yes.
So because of that, this is important place. And here
So you
can
heard
see some
that.
chapels,
250
by the way.
years old.
So that is a chapels.
Church.
Chapels?
Like
Church.
rooms.
Like
Rooms.
rooms.
And that is rooms were built by the king Ramses II when the king rebuilt his pylon here, and then he's rebuilt this is chapels for another time. So because of that, you can see the wood. This is not from the ancient Egyptians.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a new one.
New one.
Okay, and this is from the ancient Egyptian as well.
Okay.
Okay, so one in the middle specializes for the god Amun.
Okay.
The one to his right hand side for his wife, the goddess Mut, the goddess of the war, and the other one for his son, the god Khonsu. So the history of Egypt, it has about more than 300 gods. Like the god of mummification, the god of protection, okay, the god of mothers, the god of joy, the god of magical. All of that goddess, by the way, they represented during the time of ancient Egyptians. And you can make a difference between the god and the king. So the king, by the way, he was controlling Egypt for a lot of times, like the king Ramses, like the king Amun-Hotep. But the god, they were dedicated the temples for the gods as a worship. Okay. Chapters and guys here, I'd like to show for you something. It's important because I know that you are interested to see everything, right?
Yes.
Here, this is the two important statues, and that is statues for the king Ramses II. And both of them, they represented the main entrance of the temple, like the surrounding, the main entrance of the temple. And here exactly you can see the god Habi. Habi is the god of the Nile for the ancient Egyptians. He tried to hold in his hand the two flowers, like two planets. One of them, the lotus, and the other one, papyrus. So the lotus flower, that refers to the lower Egypt, and the papyrus exactly that refers to upper Egypt. So because of that, the planet of papyrus is considered the important planet. Okay? And here exactly on the main basic, you can see some mans. Who they were mans? So that means they were the slaves or the captives for the king Ramesses, like a prisoners.
Prisoners.
Yes, prisoners. Okay, like the enemies.
Okay, hands are tied, I think.
Yes, and they tied their hands to their backs. But each one of them that's having the separate name inside the cartouche. And you can see this is a rope. So the rope, they try to, yes.
गले में बांध रखा है.
Yeah, they try to make the rope here and the neck. Okay, you have to getting tied for them. So because of that, we could know that the persons, they were the prisoners or the captives for the king Ramses at first. Okay, but to the other side here. Okay, here exactly. If you'd like to see the statue of the king Tutankhamun, that is one. Tutankhamun and his wife. You have been visited before in the West Bank. So the tomb of Tutankhamun, the king Tutankhamun, when he started to rule Egypt, his name changed from Tutankhamun to Tutankhamun.
Okay.
Why? Because he started to rule Egypt in the small city of Mania. And that Mania, that's be located about 150 kilometers to the north from Cairo. Okay? But inside that place, he was following to the Atun's religious. But when he came to Luxor city here, he's following to Amun's religious.
Okay.
So because of that, his name changed from Tutankhamun to Tutankhamun.
Amun.
But when he started to rule Egypt, he was 12 years old. But when he was died, he was 20 years old. But
So
till
8
nowadays, 8 years, only just 8 years. And then the Atun's dynasty had been finished after the king Tutankhamun.
Okay.
But until nowadays, we couldn't know how the king Tutankhamun, he was dead.
Okay.
And sometimes of Egyptologists, they told us that the king Tutankhamun, he was died because he have a diseases in his back area.
Okay.
Okay.
How?
But in other minds, they told us
Leg.
when the king Tutankhamun he came from Mania city to control Egypt, he's making accident on the road.
Okay.
So because of that, we couldn't know how the king Tutankhamun he
Died.
was died. But his wife, the name of his wife, by the way, this is complicated name, but I will tell you. That is a name of his wife. That's Ankh. Repeat after me. Ankh.
Ankh.
Is.
Is.
Pa.
Pa.
En.
En.
Aten.
Aten.
Ankh
Is.
Pa and Aten. Ankh is Pa and Aten. This is the name of the wife of the king Amun-Hotep the Fourth. He was titled with name of Aton, like Echnaton.
Okay.
Okay, and Echnaton, he was the father for the wife of the king Tutankhamun. Okay, so because of that, this is the name of the wife of the king Tutankhamun is following to her father.
Fathers.
Okay, so because of that, they were calling with Aten. And in the other area, you can see some statues, and that is the statues they made of alabaster stone. And that is alabaster stone. Okay, they were used by the ancient Egyptian for alabaster stone to have chiseled on the stones to make some statues, to make some souvenirs, something like that. So because of that, in the West Bank in Luxor, there is found, I don't know you go or not, there is found in the West Bank the factory of alabasters, by the way.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's having some stone, something like that. When the procession of the god Amun-Ra was coming from Karnak Temple to arriving to here, there are some general people here. They're receiving him and they make a special party after coming back from Karnak Temple. Okay? And you can see some columns, by the way. So that is columns, they take the shape of bundle of papyrus flower. Like a bundle, yes.
Closed.
Papyrus
Bunch
flower.
of-
Yes.
Closed.
Bundle, yes, bundle. So because of that, when we go to the gallery of papyrus, I will show you actually the planet of the gallery papyrus.
So the tower, which signifies over here a design of closed bundles of papyrus flower.
They were discovering by the foreigner people here in this area. The discovering by foreigner people like French people from 1979. They discovering here the cachette. That's meaning, what is meaning cachette? Like the hidden statues underground.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Under the
So
ground.
they still digging underground, and they found it how many statues? They found it about 14 statues. Yes, one.
So now we are going into a room called as Greek and Rome room. You can see the original colors.
By the Greek and Roman.
You consider it as
Yes, the camp here.
camp.
Yes.
Camp.
So when the King Alexander the Great he came to here and he's entered to Egypt at the 332 AC. Okay, they came to here in Luxor Temple and they have took this hole as a camp for them. So they have stayed here for 6 months, by the way.
Okay.
And how we know that? You can see this is old emperors.
Okay.
This is old emperors from the Greek and the Roman. Okay, and that other columns. So that columns they will take the shape of different designs, like the Greek and the Roman. So you can make a difference between the pharaonic columns and the Greek and the Roman. So the pharaonic only just they take the shape of opening papyrus and close papyrus. And the other one they take the shape of some kinds of palm tree, something like that. Okay. So because of that, we could know that is whole as a camp during the time of ancient Egyptian. And you can see, by the way, this is holes in the mountain. So the Greek and Roman, when they came to here, they tried to make holes in the walls to tie their horses inside. Or the horses.
So this is the hall where Alexander the Great and his crew or his team or the kings came and settled for 6 months. They stayed over here for 6 months, and the proof about this is that the paintings on the wall to the left hand side, where you can see all the kings of Greek and Rome, and these 2 pillars, that doesn't signify the pharaonic period, because the pharaonic period pillars are mostly based on the papyrus, and over here you can see the palm trees and some other designs that signifies the Rome and Greek. Over here you can see there's a hole in the wall, which you must have seen in the food temple also, where the shepherds and the farmers have done it, dig to tie the horses. And now we are in the chamber of the Greek and Rome, where Alexander the Great stayed for 6 months. Now we are entering into a sanctuary area.
One of the best place inside Luxor Temple. Why? Because that is place to be called as a sanctuary, or the Holy of the Holies. So the sanctuary, it was not allowed for everybody in the past except the high priest. Because you know the high priest, he came to here and he tried to offering some religious rituals.
Correct.
And what is kind of religious rituals which be offering here? So the high priest, when he came to here, he make around, but it was found here the special altar, but that is altar it was damaged in the past. But when he came to here, he tried to offering some religious, like what I have told you. What is kind of religious? He tried to burning some incense. He tried to spread some perfume puts. He tried to spread some papyrus flowers. So because of that, Luxor in general, it's famous with some things like papyrus, flowers, and spices. You have been visited spices before?
Yes.
In Aswan? Yes. So actually, Luxor, it's more than in Aswan, by the way, because it's already famous place here. Okay? And if you look to the roof here, you can see that this roof, it's turned to black color. Why? Because during the time of Greek and Roman, when they came to here, they took the temples as the houses for them. So they have cooking here for a lot of time. So the spot of the cooking, that's go out, and they make a bad fixtures on the figures, on the roof.
Right.
So because of that, that's be turned into black one. And that is place, it was damaged by the king Thutmose III. Because that is place, it was belongs to the queen of Hatshepsut at the beginning. But when the king came, Thutmose III is damaged, the king Alexander the Great came to make a restoration here. So because of that, you can see some irons. You see? That is irons here. Irons. Yes. So all of that irons to make a restoration inside that house. Okay? And here you can see some figures. What are figures? That is representing some snakes with a cobra. Okay? They make surrounding all of that area to make a protection here. Snakes. Like that. Okay? Yes. And here you can see the goddess Isis. She spread her wings like this.
Protection.
Okay? To make a protection also. Something like that. Okay? Something like that. Something like that. And here you can see the King Alexander the Great. He tried to offer himself in front of different gods, like the god Amun and his son, the god Khonsu. and the god also the god of the moon for the ancient Egyptians. So because of that, you can see the solar sun disk.
So you heard that Alexander the Great came over here with his people, and on the roof where you see black spots are the marks of the smoke that was cooked over here. And in this chamber, during the time of Pharaonic period, only the high priest was allowed to come inside. And when they used to come, they used to make sure that the place is completely fragrant with flowers and everything. And you can see Alexander the Great did try to restore all the places over here, whatever the best he could. You can see because of the iron marks. And on the edge corners of air, on the surroundings, you can see a cobra that signifies the protection. And over here again you see a falcon bird that spreads her wing to protect.
You can see this is the goats. They try to slaughter that goats and the offering as a holy breads. And you can see the plant of grapes. See?
Yes.
To make some wine.
Now here you
And
can
this is
see the
Egyptian
offerings.
bread, by the way. So till nowadays, I have my mother
Legs are
making
tied.
the Egyptian bread.
Legs are tied. You can see the
in my
leg
hand and our house.
of
Yes.
the sacrifice.
And when they make
Leg of a
the
sacrifice.
wine, they will put the wine inside the vessels here. And they make that figures or that offering about every day. So they were called here at the room of daily life.
Daily life, the room of daily life.
Daily life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this is called here. You can see
Here. That is
when
wine.
preparation of wine.
And that is snakes, by the way.
Once they're made and kept into the jar, and this process has been done every day, and hence it was called as a room of a daily life.
Why? Because it's already fixed with the carefully inside the walls, and that is colors they were used. Did you know the yolk inside the egg? Okay, so they were used some mixing materials was the yolk to, and they have the plume like a feather, and what by this feather they can drawing the walls. They drawing the painting colors.
Right.
Yes. So because of that, till nowadays they couldn't remove it by everyone. But if they found that everything that had been erased, they tried to make a restoration
Right.
by the Ministry of the Monument, which we found till now.
You heard that. All the paintings was made by adding egg yolks to make sure that it was never removed. Whatever they removed, they tried
Divine
to
first.
restore it back.
Divine first. What's meaning of divine?
A holy person next to the God.
Yes. Each king, when he's born from his mother, by the way, he have to take the key of life, something like that. Key of life, to give it to the man who they were born here, to wish for them that they control in Egypt for a long time.
That's the mother
That make a difference.
handing over the key of life to the son.
And the cross. So the key of life, it's already for the Pharaoh, and that's be calling as a name of Di'an, with hieroglyphic languages, by the way. Okay, so the key of life, the one of this side, that's referred to Lower Egypt, and this side, that's referred to Upper Egypt, and this side, the midline, that's referred to the river Nile, because you know the river Nile, they united the Upper and Lower Egypt together.
This is the Upper Egypt, this is the Lower Egypt signifies, and this signifies the river Nile as joins the Upper and the Lower Egypt.
Like to read hieroglyphic languages. For example, this is the letter N in English.
Yes.
Okay, this is the letter N in English. This is the letter F or V. This is the letter I in English, by the way. And this is the letter L, like a lion, like a rat. And this is the letter A in English. So because of that, if everybody you would like to write his name inside the cartouche, you had it before?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. So actually, we can make order for them that we write inside the name or cartouche. But cartouche frame.
This is called a cartouche.
Because that frame,
Only important names will be written in the cartouche.
that's not that has no ending and has no beginning. Yes, the shape of the cartouche to make a protection for the names or the titles. Like the King Ramses II, he have two names when he's born from his mother. The first name, like the name of Sarah, that's meaning Wisr Ma'at Ra Siti Barra. Wisr Ma'at Ra Siti Barra. This is the two ancient names for the King Ramses II as well. Okay? And the other.
So this signifies a circle, never ending name.
Okay, for the god Amun. And this is the sacred boat which was moving from Karnak Temple to arriving to Luxor Temple by the river Nile.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the other goddess.
That's a
By the
boat
goddess.
from Karnak to Luxor.
So the god Atur, by the way. Atur, this is the wife of the god Horus. And most of the ancient Egyptian, they consider the gods Atur that they suckle the milk to the kings or the queens of the ancient Egyptians. So because of that, they took the hair as a god of mothers, as a god of joy, and a god of love and love. So because of that, if you remember, you have been visited before the temple of Hatshepsut,
Yes.
like in the West Bank.
That-
So in the second stage, by the way, to the left-hand side,
Yes, there is.
yes, you can see actually
The key of life.
Atur, and you can see the queen.
Upper, lower Nile.
Okay, and the solar sun disk decorated for the head. This is the figure of the gods Atur, by the way. Okay, so because of that, that is temple. It's a very fantastic place. It's a very important place, and it's a very happy because you are here. Okay. Anyway,
You
you
heard
have
that.
any question now?
No. I believe there is one more, some place inside that towers, columns, where you have a Greek and an Egyptian inscription written side by side.
Yes, because there are some foreigner missions when they came to here and they make restorations, they write their names.
So can we see that wall? On the
Yes.
one hand side, everything is the Greek inscription,
Yes.
and on the right hand side there is Egyptian. So there is one wall over here,
Yes,
a room.
exactly.
So can we see that?
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because actually I saw that. I know what you mean. Because it's always we came here, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, and then the Greek Roman here, and when they came to here, they tried to put them touch it like drawing
Correct.
themselves.
Correct.
Okay, so inside the temple here. Okay, very well. Yes. Okay.
Could you tell me more about Cleopatra?
Cleopatra. It doesn't not found here, but it's found in Alexandria, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, but that's having the crypt underground in the temple of Dandara. And Dandara, it's located about 60 kilometers. This is the special temple for the gods Atur. It's located about 60 kilometers to the north from Luxor. Okay, but only just having the room underground, like the crypt underground. And that's we calling Cleopatra, but until nowadays we couldn't know what is the main basic of the.
No evidence.
Yes, exactly, for the Queen Cleopatra. Okay,
Thank you.
very well.
So you heard the entire story of Luxor Temple from our guide.
Okay.
You see all pigeons. Now in this temple only the pigeon rules. So now we are just moving out of the temple. Okay, you can see again over here, you can see holes in the pillars where they should tie horses. I'm not able to understand why it is so high. Was it so heighted, tall? Again over here you can see they have made holes and damaged the ancient civilization. Everywhere you can see they have made holes to tie their horses. Imagine this hall where the king was greeted, arriving from the Karnak. And on the opposite side you can see the west bank with the Valley of the King and the Temple of Hatshepsut. Every day, the best time to visit this temple is in the morning because all the crowd starts after 11 or 12 o'clock. So at that time it's very difficult to click pictures over here. So the best time to come is early morning. Just imagine way back 3,000 years back how this monument structure used to look like. Massive pillars on the both hand side, roof covering with the massive ceilings, walls all around, courtyard, people standing, greeting the queens. And imagine walking all the way to the hallways to his prayer room. Fun, it's beautiful. All you can do is that, just imagine, that's it. If you just see this wall has completely tilted below, this shows into this massive structure of this temple was destroyed due to a massive earthquake long back here. It happened in Egypt, that is in Luxor, and that's why it's damaged. Majority of the statues of Ramesses, the pillars and everything, the walls, everything was damaged. Here you can see the entire house has been completely toppled on the left hand side. On the right hand side. And archaeological people have just tried to put a wooden plank to provide a support on it. And again, you can see a restoration work going on over there. Here you can see Sphinx sitting, and almost like 500 statues of Sphinx all the way from Karnak Temple to the Luxor, which stretches at kilometers of 3 almost. Here you have a boat which used to sail from the Karnak Temple to the Luxor. And I'll show you the boat in which the king used to travel along with high priest to perform rituals, prayers in this particular temple. You can see this. Now heading back out of the gates to see the Karnak Temple. Thank you. Signing off from Luxor. Please like and subscribe and comments if you have any questions, and follow my channel for more updates on Egypt trip. Thank you. Meanwhile, Yalapino. Tutankhamun, Cleopatra, everybody sitting over there. So signing off from Luxor. The car over here from Marawan Travels. That's a big limousine. So this is the outside of the Luxor Temple, which is surrounded. You can just take a horse carriage and walk around the temple from outside.